Hi guys, welcome to Pydjango Tutorials. So as you know, in the last video we have successfully integrated Django channel in our project, and we have created this personal chat consumer, and we have implemented basic functions such as connect, disconnect, and in our chat.js we initiated sockets so that we can interact with our consumer. Now in this video we will create a sending message functionality. That is, as soon as user clicks on the send button, a message is sent to another user whom he or she is talking to. So that's what we will implement in this project. So as you can see, Django channels is working absolutely fine. You can see this message here, connection established. That is what we are sending from our that is what we are printing out when connection is made. As you can see, connection established, and we are sending this data from here, where it is this room group name, and that's what we are getting here, chat 2-1. So till now it's working absolutely fine. Now let's get started and create a message functionality. So what we actually want is that as soon as user hits the send button, we want that message to be sent. So that's what we will implement here. So, and this first we have to get the ID of that button. So let's go to our main chat.html and get the ID. So here it is, our form, and this is the button, and the ID is chat message submit. So let's get this document dot query selector submit dot on click function. What we want a message input field, that is this field. We want the content of this field, so first we have to get this field, and ID for that is message input. So let's grab this ID, const message input document dot query selector. Let's get the message, that is value of this input field. So message input dot value. Now we have the message that user has typed. So let's say socket dot send. We are sending this message to our consumer, and then this consumer will receive this message, and then it will broadcast this message to all the users who are connected in this same group. That's how Django channels work. So let's send this. We have to send JSON data, so JSON.stringify. This will be message, and we also want to send username, that is message username. Now once the message is sent, we want our message input field to be empty or null once again. Now let's implement the consumer for this, or receive function. So let's create a receive function, async def receive, and this will take self text data will be none, and byte data, this will be bytes data, this will be also none. Now we have to get the data. So data equals to JSON dot loads, and the message that we are sending from here, we will get that data in text data. So JSON dot loads text data, we have to get message from this. So message equals to data, message is the key because we are sending message from here, and we also want to get username, data, username, await self dot channel layer dot group send self dot room group name now type will be the chat message. We want to send message to all the other users in the group. Message value will be message, and we also want to send the username. So let's implement this function, because ultimately this is the function that will be sending message to all the other users in the group. So async def chat message self, this will take event as a parameter, get message from event message, username, event, username. Now we have to send this username and message. So await self dot send, we have to send text data JSON dot dumps. What we have to send is message username. So this is what we have to send. Now we can test this out and see if it is working or not. So in our on message we are printing the data that we are getting. So let's check this out. Let's refresh this and let's test our send our first message. So let's send hi, and we get nothing, so there will be a problem. Let's see that. What is the problem? Okay, let's clear the cache and test this out. Okay, now send the message hi. Okay, nothing happens. Our connection is made, but we are not getting the message in the console, so that is the problem. Let's check this. Okay, so this has to be received. Spelling is wrong, I guess. Let's test this out once again. Let's refresh this and send our message once again hi. Yes, so that was the problem. Spelling is wrong. Make sure that you correct it also. So as you can see in the data, we are getting hi, message is hi, and username is Anshu. So that's what we are getting. Now we just have to render these messages here. So that's what we will do next, but before that let's get our data in on message. So this will be const data equals to json dot parse be dot data. Now log this data, and in our consumer we don't need this now, so you can delete it. Now let's test this once again. Let's type hi. So you can see we are getting message as hi and username as Anshu. Now we will work to render these messages here, and then we will test this out in a multiple window simultaneously. So in our on message, we will first check if data dot username, that is username we are getting from here, is equal to the message username. Message username and data username. Message username is the username of the logged in user or current user, and data dot username is the username of the user who is sending the message. So if they are equal, we want to render the message on the right side, like WhatsApp does that. If you are the current user and you are sending message, so your messages are on the right side, and user with whom you are chatting, his or her messages are appearing on the left side. So that's what we will implement here. So if this is true, that this condition is true, we want to render those messages in a right side, and that too in a chat body. So let's get the ID, where it is. There it is, chat body. In this we will render our messages. You can see here we have to render our messages. So let's grab this ID and document dot query selector, chat body dot inner HTML plus equal. We will be using backticks, and we want to render our messages in this PR. So let's get that. We want to render our message in this row, and instead of message dot message, this has to be dollar data dot message. And if this condition is not correct, then we will do the same thing, but instead of rendering those messages in right side, we have to render those messages in left side. So this will be float left class, and next all the thing will remain same. Now we can go ahead and test this. So as you know, we haven't implemented any login form yet, so I have to create another super user. So let's do that first. So python manage.py create super user. Let's give it a name, KPC. Yes, now let's run the server. Let's refresh this, and let's open a private window. Let's log in with our ABC super user. So we are logged in with our ABC super user, and let's chat with Anshu because Anshu is logged in here. So, and open ABC. Let's get these windows side by side so you can see that correctly. Now let's send a message to Anshu. First refresh both the pages. Now from Anshu's account we are sending message to ABC. Let's send this. So you can see Anshu is sending a message. So message is rendering on the right side, and ABC is actually receiving the message, and that's why message is rendering on the left side. I think I haven't given a correct class to this paragraph, that's why color is not changing. So this has to be BG primary, sorry. Okay, now let's refresh this and test this once again. Now let's send a message from Anshu's account, and hi. So you can see Anshu ABC received a message, and let's send a message from ABC's account, hi Anshu, and let's send this. You can see Anshu received a message saying hi Anshu, and let's send this from Anshu's account, how are you. Now I am good. So you can see this is working absolutely fine, and that's what we are trying to do. So now let's also implement a functionality to save these messages, and then in the next part we will implement chat notifications so that you can get a little notifications on the top that you have received a new message or something like that. But first, now let's save these messages to the database so you can retrieve them later if you want. Now for that we need to create a model, so let's create that. Let's open our models.py and let's get the user model. We don't need user model, we can do our work without user model also, so let's ignore it. So class chat model models dot model. We have to save the name of the sender, so models dot char field, max length 100, default none. We have to send the message, save the message, so models dot char field, or let's save this in text field, models dot text field, null equals to true and blank equals to true. We also want to save the thread name. Thread name is actually a group name. Models dot char field, null equals to true, blank equals to true, and max length for group name will be 50. Also we have to say timestamp of the message, and that will be when the object of the model is created. So models dot date time field, auto now add equals to true. Let's give a string method return self dot message. Let's migrate our project, make migrations, migrate, run the server, and let's register this. So from chat dot models import chat model, admin dot site dot register chat model. Let's test this. Let's refresh this. So you can see we get this chat model here. Now we want to save our messages. That's what we will be doing in our consumer. So let's open our consumer. So first we have to grab our model from chat dot models, import chat model. Now let's create a function to save a message. So def save message self comma username, thread name, and message. These all are the fields that we want to save in our model. So chat model dot objects dot create. So now sender will be username, message will be message, and thread name will be the thread name. So these three fields we are saving in our database, and this is automatically created. Now as you know, this is Django channel stuff, so we have to add a decorator here that we already imported, database sync to a sync. This decorator we have to use if we have to work with our databases or our models in Django channels, so we have to use that. Now let's call our function when we receive the message from our chat page, that is when user sends the message, we receive it here. Now at this part only we want to save our message, so await self dot save message, and parameter will be username, self dot room group name, and message, right? Yes, username, thread name, message. Now let's refresh this and test this and see if it is working or not. Okay, now send hi from Anshu's account. Okay, and from here we say hi Anshu. Okay, messages are going. Now let's check whether these messages are saving in our database or not. Let's refresh this, and you can see these are the messages that are saved, and we also get a thread name here, chat 6-1. If we open this message, same chat 6-1. So we are successfully saving the message in our database. Now we want to render these messages when user first visited the website. Like now if we refresh the page, these messages are gone, so that's what we have to render now, because these messages are saved in our database. So we just have to get them here. So let's do that, and for that we need to open our views.py. So in our chat page we get users obj and users. So like in our consumer, here we can also we can check if request dot user dot id is greater than user obj dot id, then thread name will be we will use a f string chat dash request dot user dot id dash user obj dot id, else thread name will be chat dash user obj dot id dash request dot user dot id. Now we want to get all the message object, message obj according to the thread name, because ultimately thread name will be unique, and this is the same thing that we are doing in our consumer here, this. So ultimately my id is the request dot user id here, and other user's id is this user obj dot id. So that's what we are doing, and we are getting the thread name. Now according to the thread name we are filtering the message objects. So we have to get our chat model from chat dot models, import chat model, chat model dot objects dot filter thread name equals to thread name, and let's send this object. This will be messages and message obj. Now if we refresh our pages we should get these messages. Let's refresh this, and you can see, as you can see, we get those messages, hi Anshu. Now if we do if we send any other message like how are you, send this, you can see we get here I am fine. Now let's refresh this, you can see we get these messages also. Now let's suppose Anshu want to chat with any other user, you can do that also. Now let's say I want to send message to Sarah, although she is not logged in, or let's send our message, hi Sarah, and let's send this. We can check in our database here, this message is also same, and now the thread name is chat dash chat underscore 3-1. So that's how we can create our personal chat application in our in a Django channel. So that's it for this video, and in the next video we will implement chat notification so that you can get a little notification in the top, or saying something like you received a new message or something like that. So we will implement that. So that's it for this video, and please guys do like, share and subscribe if you find this video helpful, and till then, goodbye and thank you so much for watching.